Yeah, it must have been a pommy that was down here drinking the Fosters and camping down here, because locals don't drink that stuff. Yeah, g'day. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Molonglo River. They're doing a bit of work on Scrivener Dam, which is a bit further upstream, and they've dropped the level of the water down really low so they can do some work on the dam. So I thought I'd come down this morning and go for a wander, because I might be able to scramble along the rocks. Usually there's a fair bit of water going through here and you can't sort of get too close to the river. There's tracks along each side. Big flock of gangangs, if you can see them. But the water's down really low, so I can sort of scramble along the edge. So I'm going to just wander along as far as I can go and find a nice spot to have a coffee and chill out for a little bit. It's Sunday morning, beautiful sunny morning in Canberra. So I thought I'd just get out and check out the little river that's not too far from my home. Pretty good. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, I'm just following this wombat trail along the edge of the river. And whilst I'm down getting something resembling peace and quiet along the river here, just ignore any traffic sounds you hear in the background. I've lived in this area, or not too far from here, a few kilometres that way, for the best part of 30 years, and I've done a walk. Sort of goes along the Molonglo River, back up to the dam, pretty much every morning for the last 20 years. And when I first started doing it, it was like I'd go out before dawn and it was just black. So I'd get out to this part of the world and all of this was just darkness. Right out to the Cotter, there was just nothing, which is good. But about 15 years ago, they started building it up. So now it's its own little village, it's a whole couple of suburbs, quite a big area now. So when I go for my walks, it's lights and settlements now and cars, so not as impressive. Once I get down to the river, it's nice and quiet again, and there's plenty of kangaroos. This is just like Kangaroo Central down here, and they all know me too, because I talk to them every morning, and they don't bounce away. They just sort of do their thing and just keep their eye on me, and I just go, Skip, how you doing, as I walk past, and they just let me go about my business. Plus there's a couple of wombats. In fact, I reckon there's four different wombats that I see, and I see probably one of them maybe once a week. So, but they're all in different areas and they're all slightly different sizes. There's one up on the Cotter Road which I've been friends with for quite a while now. He was a little baby when I first met him, Fatso. He was the original Fatso, and he used to come right up to me and I used to be able to scratch him behind the ears. But as he got older, he got a little bit more wary, so he doesn't come up to me near as much. He'll come sort of up to me a little bit. He did the other morning and sniff the air, and I think he can still smell. Like, they can't see very well, but they can smell pretty well. It's pretty good, and I think he still gets the same smell, but he's a little bit wary of me these days, which is fine. Oh, there's a big kangaroo over there. Talk of the devils. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep scrambling along. I've just sort of come to the end of this little wombat trail, and it's a bit boggy here, so I might cross over the other side and walk up there for a little bit if I can. Seeing as how I can cross the river sort of much at will. And I've got no plans. I'm just going to wander until I find a nice spot to sit down and have my coffee. Let's get going. Oh, hello. What's up, Bubba? Yeah, I actually couldn't get across the river where it was. It was a bit deeper than my ankles, and I didn't want to... Got a big carp down there. Yeah, a bit deeper than my ankles, and I don't want the water to go in my boots, and it's a bit too cold to be taking my shoes off in this weather. Don't need to cross the river, so I choose not to. I wonder where that carp got to. Which way to go next? Might go up and over, and then find my way to those rocks over there. This is prime red-bellied black snake territory here. It's not too hot yet, so I'm not entirely sure there's many about, but I should be A little bit wary, I reckon. Somebody had set up camp here, it seems. Can't really blame them. Pretty good. Periwinkle field. I feel like I'm back in England. Foster's can. I think I'll take that with me. Hey Bubba, you back? You keeping your eye on me? Good spot for a coffee. Yeah, pretty good. There's a couple of plovers floating around, squawking. They're probably nesting, and plovers are worse than magpies. They can attack pretty hard if they want to. They won't actually clip you like a magpie will, but they'll give you a really good hurry along if you get too near their nest. And they were squawking a bit before, so they've actually cleared out. So hopefully they'll leave me in peace. But if they come back, that's what it's all about. They when my wife was a kid, she used to walk across this oval to get to school, and there was plovers nesting on there, and they used to attack her. So she's got a real dislike for plovers. I love them. They're cool. Like I said, the river's down really low. You can see from the mud. It's usually up around this sort of level. They keep water coming through here, but like I said, they're doing some work on the Scrivener Dam over the next couple of years, so they drop the water right down. So I can scramble along the rocks. It's pretty good. Like I said, I've walked along this river a million times, and there's been times when there's been floods, and they've opened the gates, and it's like a torrent. Like this is well up above the bank there. Just floods this whole area, and it just screams down into the Murrumbidgee down at Yuriara. So yeah, it gets pretty full on from time to time when there's a lot of water around, as most rivers do. Pretty lucky to have this right outside my door, basically. I live in Woden, and got this couple of kilometres just down the road. It's pretty good. I can just park my car and grab a coffee, and I'm here. Tough life. Like I said, the kangaroos are pretty regular down here. I've had one following me along the whole way, and just as I came to sit down here, he came along and just sat there and just sort of kept his eye on me. It's kind of like he's just watching out for me. Then he just bounded along, went off up into the bush. Well, the sun's just getting up above the tree line. I'm getting a bit glary. Pretty good. I saw a Nazur kingfisher as I was crossing the little bridge up there. He shot under the bridge and didn't come out the other side, so I think he must be nested under there or something. Yeah, he didn't come out though. There's a couple of superb fairy wrens behind the camera there. Like I said in an earlier video, Botanic Gardens have noticed that they've declined in the gardens, but they're bloody everywhere else. Maybe they've all just left the gardens. Had enough of living in luxury in the Botanic Gardens and decided to go and live it out in the rest of the world. They are pretty cool though. Yeah, a bit of a garden update. I planted some nasturtiums and something else. What did I plant? Oh, a couple of chilies. I hope the frost doesn't get them, but I want to get a good head start on the chilies. So if the frost does get them, I'll have to just start again. But I figured if we get a good mild sort of spring, I might be able to get them early this year because I love my chilies. So I got them in, and oh yeah, I planted some cosmos as well. So I got some flowers in the garden as well, so it should be good. But today's today's job is to mow the lawns. God, this time in Canberra, every second week you've got to mow. It's like as we get a bit of rain and beautiful sunny days, and the grass just grows like weed, which is what you want it to do. But it looks beautiful, looks green and lush everywhere. But you've got to mow a lot, which kind of sucks. Anyway, therapeutic. I just go into a bit of a daydream, listen to some music, a bit of Willie Nelson. So that's today's job. Once I wake up properly and get home and stir the family. They're all still snoozing. I got out at dawn. We lost an hour, so it's daylight saving now, so the sun comes up a bit later, so it's what's the time now? It's 20 past 7, so it's pretty late actually, all said and done. So yeah, I like daylight saving because you get an extra hour in the evening, so I can get out and go camping in the afternoon after work, and I don't have to rush. But I lose that hour in the morning. I like to get out before dawn, which is fine, which I can do, but if I'm going to record, if I'm going to come and hike and do one of these little videos, I need some light, so I've got to wait until the sun comes up. So, but like I said, when I go for my walk every morning, I do it before dawn, so I get home it's still dark. And then, get into my day. It's a good little routine I've got. It's my coffee over and done with, so I'm going to fumble my way back. I've been scrambling over these rocks, and I'm getting a bit on now, so balance isn't as good as it was when I was 15. So it's been pretty funny on these slippery, muddy rocks. Haven't filmed any of it, missed all of the sprained, twisted ankles and stuff, which I've managed to do. But I'll be careful on the way home not to get myself into any trouble. But it is nice sitting down here. Smells good too. I love the smell of silty mud that rivers have. It's a real smell of my I've grown up with, so very comforting smell. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to head back. So thanks for coming out with me. If you want to check out any of my other videos, you can have a look at one of these. But until next time, stay safe. Ooh, sun's well and truly up now.